Evan Peterson, Academy Commander of the Ben Clark Training Center. I'd like to welcome you to this morning's graduation of the Riverside County Sheriff's Department Basic Peace Officer Modular Academy Class 21. I'd especially like to welcome Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco, that's able to join us this morning. Today represents the payoff for the hard work and dedication each of you have put forth. I would now like to acknowledge the Academy staff who have worked so hard with this class. From the Riverside County Sheriff's Department, from your right to left, Deputy Chris Biani, Sergeant Daniel Hernandez, and Deputy Yesenia Galloper. Thank you, TAC staff, for your hard work and dedication. If I could have everyone please stand and welcome Riverside County Sheriff's Department Modular Academy Class 21. Sergeant Hernandez, please present your class. Class 21, department guests, please remain standing for the Invocation, Pledge of Allegiance, and National Anthem. At this time, I'd like to invite Chaplain Themba Mzizi of the Riverside County Sheriff's Department to the podium, who will lead us in this morning's invocation.
Let us pray. Eternal Lord, we invite you to grace the graduation exercise of these graduates this morning. They have been trained to risk their lives in the process of saving ours. They have been trained to become the brother's keepers and to put service above personal interests. We pray that your guiding angel will be their shield of protection as they handle the complexities of their work. We pray that they will return safely to their loved ones at the end of every shift until the day of their retirement. We thank you, Lord, for their families and friends who supported them as they were going through this training. Without the support of family, friends, and the dedicated instructors, this graduation would not have been realized. As you bless these graduates and everyone present here today, Lord, we pray that you would also bless and protect those who are patrolling our streets and protecting our institutions and our homes. May they safely return to their families at the end of the shift of hard work and dedication. At the end of their call, may they hear you saying, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You risked your life to save many lives." In your name I pray, amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. While presenting the flag of the United States and during the Pledge of Allegiance and National Anthem, it is appropriate and lawful that all citizens stand and place their right hand over their heart while facing the flag. Those in uniform, in compliance with federal law and in grateful honor for what the flag represents, are to render a military salute and remain silent. Uniform personnel, when you hear the command, "Present arms," please render the appropriate salute during the Pledge of Allegiance and National Anthem. After the Pledge of Allegiance and National Anthem, you will hear the command, "Order arms," at which time you may stop saluting. Those in civilian attire can remove their hand from their heart at that time. Leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance will be Moreno Valley College Dean of Instruction, Phil Rawlings. Singing the National Anthem will be Miss Cambria Harris.
All uniform personnel, raise it! Huh!
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets right glare, their bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the light that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Harder! Huh! Right. Hit!
That was fantastic. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Class 21, take your seats. At this time, I'd like to introduce and acknowledge some of our honored guests and ask them to stand. Chief of Police, Apple Valley District Police Department, Cesar Molina. From the Val Verde Unified School District Police, Sergeant Christopher Stoll. From the Metropolitan State Hospital Police Department, Sergeant Tom Fisher. From the Moreno Valley College Dean of Instruction, Phil Rawlings. From the Riverside County Sheriff's Department, Sheriff Chad Bianco. Under Sheriff Dennis Vrooman. Assistant Sheriff Rob Gunzel. Assistant Sheriff Raul Vergara. Assistant Sheriff Don Sharp. Chief Deputy Joe Belli. Correctional Chief Deputy Ed Delgado. Correctional Chief Deputy Misha Graves. Chief Deputy Matt Jimenez. Chief Deputy Dave Lulliver. And Chief Deputy Joe Pemberton. Thank you for your attendance. You know, the graduation is the culmination for this part of what they've gone through. 24 weeks of intensive training, about 474 hours of instruction. Class 21 has been instructed in the areas of criminal law, community policing, patrol techniques, physical fitness, defense tactics, firearms, and much, much more. To make the formal presentation of the 21st Modular Academy, I'd like to introduce Sergeant Dan Hernandez of the Riverside Sheriff's Department. Sergeant Hernandez is the Modular Academy's course coordinator. Throughout the Academy, the coordinator becomes a tutor, disciplinarian, and mentor to the Modular Academy recruits. It's my distinct pleasure to introduce to you Sergeant Dan Hernandez.
Testing. Thank you, Captain Peterson. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and honored guests. On behalf of the Modular Academy TAC staff, I'd like to welcome you and thank you for your attendance today as we celebrate the graduation of Riverside County Sheriff's Modular Academy Class 21. The Modular Academy is a unique educational process which serves a dual purpose to the law enforcement community. The modular format provides an opportunity for individuals seeking the necessary training to pursue careers as law enforcement reservists, as well as full-time law enforcement officers. Law enforcement agencies throughout California utilize the reserves to supplement their police force in various duties, which include patrol, search, and rescue missions, and other special functions. Additionally, the Modular Academy format meets the training standards mandated for those wishing to meet careers in full-time law enforcement. The modular format is a series of law enforcement training beginning with level 3, followed by level 2, and concluding with level 1. Upon the completion of each of these components, a recruit would have completed over 913 hours of training, which fully satisfies and in fact exceeds the requirements necessary to become a full-time officer in the state of California. Unlike an intensive basic police officer academy, the Modular Academy provides an alternative for working individuals who choose to pursue a career in law enforcement. Most self-sponsored recruits find it difficult, if not impossible, to maintain outside employment while attending an intensive basic academy. Therefore, making the Modular Academy format a much more viable option. For example, the Modular Academy training occurs on a part-time basis. The training is conducted 4 evenings throughout the week and at times on weekends. If a recruit systematically attends the modular course, one can expect to complete the Modular Academy in approximately 12 to 13 months. This is a lengthy commitment. However, this format allows a self-sponsored recruit to maintain full-time employment while completing the requirements to become a peace officer. Class 21 has completed 474 hours of post-mandated training. This, in addition to the coursework completed in level 3 and level 2 modules, has satisfied the training requirements to be a peace officer. As mentioned by Captain Peterson, the level 1 Modular Academy consists of training in areas of criminal law, community policing, patrol techniques, physical fitness, and firearms, to name a few. However, this does not include the countless hours of preparation, studying each recruit completes on their own in order to be successful in the academy. Our training environment stresses high academics in a paramilitary environment. Class 21 has performed exceptionally well throughout this academy. Many of the training sessions were extended to accommodate additional instructions, and I'm sure many family members and friends can attest to the countless hours these recruits have spent away from home. It has consumed nights, weekends, birthdays, vacations, and ever so valuable family time. Along with your loved ones who are graduating today, I am thankful for your patience, understanding, and most importantly, your support. Early on and throughout the academy, your tax staff made each and every one of you a promise. We promise that you work hard, dedication, and services will not go unrewarded. If you push through every challenge and obstacle you were confronted with, you would emerge at the completion of this academy a better and stronger person. I feel we have met that promise. Now, it's up to you to continue moving forward. Continue accepting the challenges that will make you better, stronger, and stronger tomorrow than you are today. We have never asked for perfection. We have only challenged you to find the strength, courage, and integrity you have inside and use it each and every day. I have watched each of you become mentally and physically strong throughout the academy. Of course, you have had plenty of help from Deputy Vianney and Deputy Galloper on our infamous grinder. However, it takes a stronger person to commit and put in the work and never quit when times get rough. For that, you should be proud. What you have shown during the academy, individually and as a class, is just the kind of courage, motivation, selflessness, and compassion it takes to serve our communities as a peace officer. Now, as I stand here today, I see the sense of pride and accomplishment each of you have. I say with enthusiasm that this class is strong, dedicated, and tough. I am proud to have the honor in assisting you through this academy. For those of you who don't know, Class 21 is my first Modular Academy class. In the past 12 months, I've had the privilege and honor of getting to know these fine, outstanding men and women. I have seen them shed sweat and tears throughout the process. I have seen them transform from individuals to a team to a family. I stand in front of you today to say, through their sacrifices and determinations, they have earned this certificate, and I am very, very proud of them all. Ladies and gentlemen, dignitaries, and distinguished guests, it is my privilege to announce Class 21 has completed the required hours of instructions as set forth by the California Commission on Peace Officer Standards and Trainings. They are certified and prepared to graduate. I would like now to introduce the Class 21's class president, recruit Jeremy Gates. Mr. Gates is a Riverside native. He was born to parents Andrew and Susan and has two younger brothers, Cody and Dylan. He went through his K-12 education in Riverside and was involved in both marching band and JROTC while attending high school. The band program allowed him to travel, meet lifelong friends, and eventually met his wife. Jeremy and Ann were high school sweethearts, engaged during college, and have been married for 11 years. After high school, Jeremy continued his education, earning 2 associate's degrees, a bachelor's degree in biology science, and a master's degree in information systems management. In 2010, he worked as an intern for the Riverside County Environmental Health Department, then earned a full-time position as a hazardous materials management specialist. Jeremy conducted inspections throughout the county and is currently the lead for the county's Health Hazmat Emergency Response Team, a team whose focus is protecting people and the environment from chemical, biological, and radiological hazards. He routinely works with allied agencies in support of the department's missions and oversees environmental crime investigations. Prior to the academy, Jeremy enjoyed traveling with his wife. His hobbies include visiting Disney and camping with friends. This may be why he gravitated towards environmental health. He truly enjoys being outside. Now in the academy, he is here to refine his skills, learn more about the practice and procedures employed by sworn personnel so that it can be adapted to the field of environmental crimes. Class 21 recognized his teamwork, leadership abilities, and willingness to help others. Ladies and gentlemen, Class President Recruit Jeremy Gates.
Thank you, Sergeant Hernandez. Good morning, family, friends, and esteemed guests to this graduation ceremony for the 21st Riverside County Sheriff's Modular 1 Academy. I am honored and humbled to have been chosen to represent our class as president and TAC staff as duty officer, standing here before you today. I've always wanted to start a speech with the words, "To all that come to this happy place, welcome." I just never thought I would be standing on this grinder when the opportunity would arise. I remember back to the first day of this module where we received quite the reintroduction to this grinder from our TAC staff. Sprinting through the nighttime dust, pushing on the gravel, and crunching until fire erupted from our abs. Literal blood, sweat, and tears were left here that night. Now, we can reflect upon the lessons learned here over the past 6 months, the character developed, the importance of attention to detail, and the discipline instilled, all of which began on that cold night. The Modular Academy process is a lengthy one, consisting of 3 distinct modules. The recruits of Class 21 have been working towards this day for a minimum of 11 full months. They have remained motivated towards achieving their goals and dedicated to learning what it takes to be in law enforcement. This has been a challenging road. This class has persevered through a global pandemic, the likes of which have not been seen in over 100 years. They work full-time jobs, still finding a way to be here at the academy and to complete assigned work at home. They sacrifice their time with families and their sleep in order to become better people. The recruits that you see before you this morning are certainly different than the recruits who began this process. Thank you, family members and friends, for your support throughout our journey. You are part of the proverbial village which helped ensure that every single one of us could be sitting here today. Your sacrifices towards ensuring our success will always be in our hearts. I searched for an answer to the question of what motivates this class to not only perform, but drives them to excel, when, as you can see, we all have differing life experience. What kind of person works an 8 to 12 hours a day, then voluntarily submits to a law enforcement academy afterwards? What is the underlying motivation? Service. Service above self. The sacrifices made over the last year or longer by each and every recruit here and their families is because of the core tenet of serving others. This drive is what kept us going when we were face down in the dirt, learning lessons on the importance of teamwork. This drive is what kept us going when we were in defensive tactics, being thrown to the ground by our partners. This drive is what propelled this class forward and how I know that they will accomplish their goals. We will never forget our TAC staff. Your guidance and wisdom are the reasons we are here today. Thank you. Thank you for foregoing time with your families so that you could be here at BCTC assisting us. We appreciate everything you have done for us and want you to know that we are the people we are today because of your mentorship. You are the ones who set us up for our success now and in our future careers. We will remember each of you, especially the 200 sequential yoga flow reps during our Body by Deputy Bayani workout, the thousands of pages of memos assigned both on and off this grinder by Deputy Galloper, and the fireside chats with Sergeant Hernandez when the stress of everything was starting to pile high. So, TAC staff, thank you for being an inspiration to us all. As we grow into our careers, it will be because of the lessons you have imparted on us each and every day. Being here today is also the result of instruction in defensive tactics, lifetime fitness, emergency vehicle operations, firearms, and classroom lecture. The list of instructors who devoted their time to develop us as recruits is long. It was apparent, however, that each of them was well prepared, but moreover, that they were enthusiastic about seeing us succeed in law enforcement. Always prepared, our team of instructors truly gave their all so that we can be the best recruits we can be. Perhaps one of the most fun things this class accomplished was passing EVOC. This was the first time that many here got the opportunity to drive with lights and sirens. As the DO, perhaps the best thing was seeing the smiles on all of our team after every event. It seemed as if everyone was reliving that childhood moment of playing cop. It makes me happy just thinking about that memory. The instruction we had there was second to none. It taught us how to respond quickly and safely, to assist each other, and to serve the public. For defensive tactics, the staff pushed us harder than I ever thought we could be pushed with the will to survive. This class didn't give up, but persevered through what is probably the longest 10 minutes of their lives. That night, perhaps more than others, let me know just how much motivation, just how much dedication, and how much heart each and every recruit in this class has. Now, class 21, this is for you. I am so very proud of all of you. We have triumphed over adversity and used it to make us stronger. We have survived without sleep so that we can devote ourselves to family, work, the academy, and our teammates. It's kind of fun to do the impossible. It has made us grow and has made us strong. It has made us learn exactly what we are capable of. We have developed bonds and friendships which extend outside the academy. Spending time together, breaking bread, being there when personal challenges arise, and lifting another up. This describes not only a class, but a family. As we all go 10-8 in our various jurisdictions, remember, you have family backing you at each and every call. It has been my pleasure to both lead and serve you as your class president and duty officer. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to guide you towards this day. I look forward to hearing from each and every one of you about your successes, both in and out of law enforcement. Hoorah, Class 21. Hoorah.
Thank you, Recruit Gates. We're honored this morning to have as our keynote speaker Under Sheriff Dennis Vrooman from the Riverside County Sheriff's Department. Dennis honorably retired as a captain from the Marietta Police Department and subsequently was sworn in by Sheriff Bianco in 2019 as the Undersheriff of Riverside County.
Thank you, Evan. If I put a couple things together from the two previous speakers, it sounds like Sergeant Hernandez, you've made this the second happiest place on earth. All right, good morning, everybody. Modular Class 21 and your families, guests, Academy staff, and my fellow law enforcement professionals who came here to support each and every one of you in your graduation ceremony today. Sheriff Bianco, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to address this class. Today, you're able to finish your academy outdoors on the very grinder where you all first met, whether it was 6 months ago, 12 months ago, 2 years ago. This is really, truly the second happiest place on earth for you. You've done so while giving up your evenings and some weekends, balancing another career and time away from your family and loved ones. I realize it's very hot. Hopefully we keep this cloud cover going, so my 45-minute speech doesn't feel like 45 minutes. Just kidding. It'll be a lot less than that. To our graduates, I want to first congratulate you in the culmination of a pursuit of your dream, a profession in law enforcement. You will find it as an honorable and noble career. You're embarking on a journey few others have the chance or even the ability to do. Throughout your academy training, you've been taught what our society's expectation is of a modern-day law enforcement officer. These are such things as respect for others, compassion, honesty, courage, attention to duty, and adherence to law, policy, and procedure. I'm confident you first all learned these values from your parents, but all of these things have been reinforced here in the academy. Your goal today and into the future is now to exemplify these ideals in a practical application in your daily lives when you start your career, whether it's tomorrow, next week, next month. My hope for each and every one of you is at the end of your career, you will know as much pride, personal blessing, satisfaction, and fulfillment in your lives in law enforcement as I have in mine. As I prepared myself on what to say today, I reflected on my own academy graduation 33 years ago when I graduated the LA County Sheriff's Department, and coincidentally, the keynote speaker was the undersheriff at that time, back in 1988. Several years ago, I quote-unquote found my academy graduation tape. It's a VHS tape. I don't know if any of you guys know what that looks like, but it's a little black box, and you put it into what's called a VCR, and you had to rewind it. But I came across it a couple of years ago, and I thought, you know what, I want to plug it in and watch it and see what was said at that point in time. And a lot of things haven't changed much, even though the world has changed in those 33 years. The challenges, demands, and expectations of law enforcement are much tougher now than they were over three decades ago when I graduated. Unfortunately, many are leaving the profession, retiring early, or simply taking another career path because of what they perceive as lack of public support and a real lack of political support from many of our elected officials. I commend all of you for wanting to enter into this career with a heart to serve others, despite the many in our society who lack the common sense to realize you signed up to protect them. Just remember, there are many more supporters of law enforcement than the few detractors you see portrayed in the media. Keep that in your mind. This past year has been absolutely unprecedented in law enforcement history. A pandemic, lockdown, civil disorder, and legislative requirements have impacted the way we do our job and the public's expectation of us. However, despite these events, the advice I will share with you at the beginning of your careers is timeless. It's virtually the same as was given to me. My first bit of advice is always do what's right. This is not to be mistaken by doing the things the right way. The right way is up to someone's opinion or debate. I strongly believe God gave us all a moral compass. We just need to use it as our built-in tactical tool in our decision-making skills. In this career, you will be expected to make the right decisions in the enforcement of the application of laws. You will be guided by laws, court case decisions, department policies, your academy training, formal education, as well as your life experiences and those of others. But most importantly, you will always be tasked with being guided by your heart, your conscience. We all have one. Unlike when I started, all your decisions now get to be second guessed by your body-worn camera, not only by your department, but now the untrained public who thinks they know more than what you learned here in the academy. In law enforcement organization, those who make the most decisions on a day-to-day basis is not me, my peers here in the front row. It will be you. Each of you will potentially make dozens of decisions each day that affect people's lives and freedom, whether or not to use force, what level you deem appropriate, whether to make an arrest or not make an arrest, or even to remove someone's children from their custody. The downside of making decisions increases the chances you just might make a mistake. The worst decision is no decision. When you start your department, you will get paid to make decisions and use your common sense. Most mistakes can be fixed or even reversed. If you do make a mistake, own up to it. There are two types of mistakes: mistakes of the heart and mistakes of the mind. One we can deal with, the other we just can't tolerate. A mistake of the heart is wanting to do the right thing, but a procedural error may be made. We can correct that with training or minor discipline. But a mistake of the mind is knowing what the right thing is to do, but still consciously choosing to do the wrong thing. Whether on the job, in your personal life, or even with your spouse, I think you know what I'm referring to. The latter is often irreparable. It will damage or end relationships and is often career-ending. I've seen it happen too many times over my 3 decades in the business. Don't let it be you. Second point is, be a person of integrity and character. Seek to live a life of integrity and to encourage it in others. Earn the trust of your peers, your supervisors, and the community that you serve. Act like you will always be on camera, because you probably are. Police work is a business of partnerships. It begins in that black and white car you'll be driving, and it is dependent on the trustworthiness and credibility of the public you serve. Be a good partner not only to your coworkers, but your spouse and your children too. Be an individual who is trusted based on a reputation of integrity, the moral character, and competence. Character is who you truly are, even when nobody is looking. Because we are human, all of us stumble and fall many times during the course of our lifetimes. A person's character isn't measured by how he or she falls, it's measured by how they stand back up. I like to say, don't throw your sucker in the dirt. What that means is you will be evaluated by others on how you react to adversity, especially when things don't go your way. And things might not always go your way in the job that we do day in and day out, but realize that you're serving a higher purpose. When Sheriff Bianco looks to promote somebody to a higher rank within our department, the person's moral character is of greater importance over their work history and performance. Well, that matters. Character is what he's looking for. Just as important as your firearm and bulletproof vest, make sure your character is worn every day through your shift and even when you're off duty. My next piece of advice is always do your best. Sounds simple enough. I've always tried to live my life with the perspective of Matthew 25:14 in mind, my favorite parable in the Bible. Jesus talks about the talents of silver. One person was given 5, the other 2, another one just 1. 2 doubled what they were allotted, the third buried it and did nothing. We're all called to refine and exponentially multiply what we are given, no matter how much or how few in life. Another wise man, my dad, once told me, if I worked as though I'm working for the Lord, no matter who signs my paycheck, I will never feel like it's work. I challenge you to live to that standard and that philosophy. It makes your career go so much easier. Each of you are all blessed with God-given talents. We all witnessed Ms. Harris sing the national anthem and our bagpipers that escorted you in. And those type of things didn't happen overnight. They practiced, they honed their skills in order to be the best at who they are. Now, I'm certainly not advocating that you should all turn out to practice a singing career or a bagpipe career. Your family would probably not want that or appreciate that, but do the best you can do whenever you're asked to do something. What I'm saying is you will have many opportunities and assignments in your career, such as traffic, investigations, maybe even supervision and management one day. Take the extensive training you've already received, and you will be given more to learn and to hone your craft. It is your responsibility to develop your skills and talents and use them throughout your career for the benefit of others. Don't be that deputy or officer who everyone sees as having potential but doesn't use it. Laziness, kissing things off, or what we call a 98 Nora on calls, or not backing your partner will destroy your reputation. Just do your job. The public expects that. Your bosses expect it. As the sign behind me says, service above self. The criminals you arrest, and I've arrested thousands, have made a series of bad choices, criminal choices throughout their entire career. Some are downright evil. However, always keep in mind the people you arrest or encounter as inmates during your career will frequently come from a challenging background. You are serving them as well. Many will be poor, poorly educated, or have grown up in dangerous neighborhoods. Some of them are addicted and self-committed to a life of drug abuse and criminal activity. Many more now suffer from mental illness. You will be serving them too. Unfortunately, the common thread to most every single one of them lack proper guidance and proper mentorship at a young age, and without the benefit of a strong family unit. Remain sympathetic and understanding of their situation while still enforcing the law and doing your job. In your own heart and mind, always consider the life of your fellow humankind as endured. Have that empathy and sympathy. Still others you will encounter have given up on life and dreams of their youth. They are the most dangerous to you and others because they have nothing to lose. They don't care, so be careful of them by using your officer safety skills that you learned here at the Academy. They are the ones who make the mission to inflict violence and victimize others. They are the evil ones I mentioned previously, and your job will be to protect others from them and even them from themselves. My last piece of advice is probably the most important. Always appreciate your family, friends, and loved ones. Many of them came here this morning to support you, and some couldn't be here. At this time, I'd like to recognize each of them. If you're an immediate family member of a graduate here today, parent, grandparent, spouse, significant other, child, sibling, please stand up and remain standing to be recognized. It should be easy to find in the crowd here, but look and find your loved one that's standing here to support you, and remember, they came here for you. Throughout your career, at the end of your career, even your life, your family may be the only thing you will have left. Cherish your spouse, children, and parents and family members. They are your safety net and backup. Thank you, and you may be seated. What I would share is take the time to involve your families and loved ones in your career. Invite them to different functions. Don't go it alone. It will be theirs as much as your career. When you come home at the end of your shift and they ask, "So honey, what happened today?" And you say, "Nothing." And I did that many times. Because you might be mentally exhausted, take the time to share your experiences with your family. They are your support group. They are interested in you. Keep them involved in your career. Similarly, one of my DIs, or my drill instructors when I was in the academy, told us to make sure we maintain friends outside of law enforcement. It will keep you normal and realize that not everybody is a bad guy. You will see by keeping a sense of balance in your lives off the job, you'll always do better on the job. Keep that life balance. Lastly, you've heard of my references to God and faith throughout this message. It was purposeful. As a young cop, I struggled with the fallacy that I couldn't be a cop and simultaneously be a man of faith. I found the exact opposite to be true. We are trained to respond and react to the actions of all of God's people. Unfortunately, their choices, good or bad, impact our choices and how we react to what they do. Spiritual fitness is just or even more important than physical fitness that you learned here at the Academy today, or that you've been doing for a lifetime. Always remember, your ultimate success in life will not be the key to your happiness. Rather, your internal and eternal happiness will be the key to your success in life. Good luck to you all. Congratulations again on your graduating class 21. Thank you, and may God bless each and every one of you as long as you embark on your careers here. Be safe.
Thank you, Under Sheriff. 21. It's now time to conduct the badge presentation and issue diplomas. For all of you out there, we do invite you to celebrate your loved ones' accomplishments. Feel free to applaud and cheer. Let them know that you're here. I'd like to invite family members of each of our graduates to come forward and take photographs. Come up to the front right when your family member is being pinned or about to be pinned. And if you could wait, take your pictures and then be considerate of the next folks that are doing the same. If you're pinning the badge on a recruit, please make your way to the stairs at my right, your left at this time. I'd like to invite Moreno Valley College Dean of Instruction, Phil Rawlings, to present the graduates with their diplomas at this time. Up first, Val Verde Unified School District Police. Making the badge presentation for the Val Verde Unified School District Police will be Sergeant Christopher Stoll. I have Officer Walter Knutson. Pinning the badge on him, Sergeant Christopher Stoll. Next, Apple Valley District Police Department, and making the badge presentation will be Chief of Police Cesar Molina. Officer Nathan Mora. Officer Kevin Quintero. Thank you, Chief Molina. Metropolitan State Hospital Police Department. And the badge presentation will be Sergeant Thomas Fisher. We have Officer Justin Smotherman. Thank you, gentlemen. Family, we certainly don't mind if you want to get closer and come down on front. No problem at all. Making the badge presentation, Sheriff Chad Bianco for the Riverside Sheriffs. Up first, we have Deputy Oscar Matias. Up next, Deputy Stephanie Zamora. Pinning the badge on Zamora will be Lieutenant Brian Crawford of the Riverside Police Department. Thank you, Lieutenant. Up next, Correctional Deputy Stephanie Mejia. Pinning the badge, Sergeant Dan Hernandez of the Riverside Sheriff's Department. Making the diploma presentations for the Moreno Valley College Dean of Instruction, Phil Rawlings. These self-sponsored graduates are in various stages of background processes with local law enforcement, and we expect to see them on the streets very soon. Up first, Mr. Efren Cisneros. Mr. Charlie Farley. Mr. Justin Fisher. Mr. Jeremy Gates. Mr. Richard Horn. Mr. Abraham Halpa Figueroa. Mr. Christopher Jones. Jones family, good job rolling down in front. Mr. Danny Levy. Miss Teresita Manning. Miss Adrienne Martinez. Mr. Ali Reza Rajoui. Miss Taylor Santana. Mr. Ali Talagani. And Mr. Ivan Topola. Next up, we have the Modular Academy Special Awards. Special awards within each Academy class are presented for top recruits in the areas of academics, physical training, scenario testing, report writing, firearms, and the coveted overall top recruit. Our first award today, Top Academic Performer. This award has an outstanding academic average of 94% across the Academy. Receiving this award from the Moreno Valley College, Mr. Jeremy Gates. Next award, Top Physical Fitness. This recruit scored the highest during the Academy's physical training and testing at 86%. Receiving the Top Physical Fitness Award, Officer Nathan Mora. Top scenario testing. Scenario testing involves real live situations, and we put them with real life role players. This recruit scored an overall of 100%. They did exceptional in real life scenario testing. Taylor, you can smile, it's okay. And Justin, I'm purposely not going to make you sit down. Officer Justin Smotherman. Great job. Top overall recruit. This award is our highest average combined scores in academics, physical training, scenario testing, firearms, and report writing. Our top overall recruit for Mod Class 21 with a 94%. It's an outstanding job across that year-long process. Mr. Jeremy Gates. Our last award of the day is presented on behalf of the California Academy Directors Association, CADA. This association represents the 41 basic peace officer academies throughout the state of California. CADA believes it's important to acknowledge academy recruits in each class who have been an inspirational role model to the other recruits, one who sets high standards and is an example for others to follow. Making the award even more distinctive for us is the fact the recipient is nominated by their peers. Receiving the Cato Award for the 21st Modular Academy, Miss Taylor Santana. That's solid. That's solid smile this time. Darn good. Let's give all of our graduates another round of applause. Great job. If I could have back to the stage Miss Cambria Harris to sing God Bless America for us.
God bless America, land our love, stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, where we're from, God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home.
Thank you, Miss Harris. It's fantastic. The state of California requires that each recruit take an oath to support the Law Enforcement Code of Ethics. You, Class 21, have memorized this code. Sergeant Hernandez, please lead the class and reaffirm our Code of Ethics. We invite all of those in uniform to stand in support of Class 21 as they recite the Code of Ethics.
On your feet. Ready? Begin. As a law enforcement officer, my fundamental duty is to serve, to safeguard lives and property, to protect the innocent against deception, the weak against oppression or intimidation, and the peaceful against violence or disorder, and to respect the constitutional rights of all, to liberty, equality, and justice. I will keep my private life unsullied as an example to all, maintain courageous calm in the face of danger, scorn, or ridicule, to
Thank you, Class 21. Guests, you may be seated. As we close our graduation ceremony, I'd like to thank Chaplain Mazizi, as well as Dean Rawlings and the Moreno Valley administrative staff for their continued support of our program at the college. Finally, congratulations to you, the graduates of Class 21, for your dedication and hard work. It certainly paid off. As we're outdoors today, traditionally, we would be able to play the class video and give you all a kind of an indication as to what they've gone through and what, when they come home at night, dog tired. So for everyone, after we leave here, please check YouTube. You can punch in Riverside Sheriff Modular Class 21, and their Academy video is on there. Came out excellent when you get a chance. This concludes today's ceremony. Following the graduation, there will be a swearing in by our Riverside Sheriff's Department members by Sheriff Bianco. Sergeant Hernandez, you may now dismiss your class.
Class 21, for the last and final time, dismiss! Class 21, we dismiss the Senor! Hoorah!
That concludes our service. I'll need Matthias and Zamora back. They're coming. We're good to go. And Jones family, great job keeping the cloud cover for me. Well done, sir. Up on stage is fine, guys. We were. We can do it that way then? Good. I'll follow back.
What do you need?
If I could have Mejia back as well. Fine.
that's the issue. She's only 19. So she okay. I want to get out of the way. Take that away. Quarter turn, facing the opposite of the pictures. Both of you raise your right hand. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California. That I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to answer, so help me God.